In the vast tapestry of folklore and fairy tales, few stories capture the human spirit's complexities as vividly as Jack and the Beanstalk. This timeless English fairy tale, often attributed to oral traditions dating back centuries and popularized in written form during the 19th century by authors like Joseph Jacobs, weaves together elements of adventure, morality, and fantasy. At its core, it explores the intertwined themes of greed, courage, and destiny, three forces that drive the protagonist, Jack, through a series of trials that transform him from an impoverished boy into a hero of sorts. Greed appears not only in the antagonist but also subtly in Jack's own motivations. Courage manifests in his daring climbs and confrontations, and destiny looms as an invisible hand guiding his improbable successes. In this detailed retelling and explanation, we'll delve into the narrative step by step, unpacking its layers to reveal how these themes propel the plot, influence character development, and offer enduring lessons. By expanding on the original tale with interpretive insights, historical context, and psychological analysis, we aim to illuminate why this story resonates across generations, all while maintaining the enchanting essence of the original. The story begins in a humble village, where Jack lives with his widowed mother in a state of dire poverty. Their only possession of value is a cow named Milky White, which has stopped giving milk. This opening sets the stage for the theme of greed, but in a reversed sense, it's the greed of circumstance, the harsh reality of survival that forces desperate actions. Jack's mother instructs him to sell the cow at the market for as much as he can get, emphasizing the family's vulnerability. Here, destiny subtly intervenes. Jack's path is not one of careful planning but of serendipitous encounters that feel predestined. As he journeys to the market, he meets a mysterious old man who offers to trade the cow for a handful of magic beans. The man assures Jack that these beans will bring fortune beyond imagination. This exchange is pivotal, highlighting Jack's naivety and impulsive nature, traits that could be seen as flaws but also as catalysts for courage. Jack, enticed by the promise of wealth, accepts the trade. Upon returning home, his mother is furious, viewing the beans as worthless and hurling them out the window in despair. They go to bed hungry, underscoring the tale's roots in agrarian societies where famine and economic hardship were common. But overnight, destiny works its magic. The beans sprout into a colossal beanstalk that stretches endlessly into the sky, piercing the clouds. This beanstalk symbolizes opportunity born from risk, a ladder to the unknown that tests one's mettle. In many interpretations, it represents the Axis Mundi, a mythological connector between earth and heaven, suggesting that Jack's adventure is not just physical but spiritual, a journey toward self-realization. Awakening to this marvel, Jack's courage ignites. Without hesitation, he begins to climb the beanstalk, driven by curiosity and the faint hope of riches. This act of climbing is the first true display of bravery. The stalk sways perilously, and the height is dizzying, yet Jack persists. Psychologically, this mirrors the hero's journey archetype outlined by Joseph Campbell, where the protagonist crosses a threshold into a realm of trials. As Jack ascends, he enters a strange new world atop the clouds, a vast land of giants, where everything is oversized and ominous. The theme of greed emerges more prominently here, as this upper world contrasts sharply with Jack's impoverished one below. It's a realm of abundance, but one hoarded by a fearsome giant, whose greed knows no bounds. Upon reaching the top, Jack discovers a massive castle. Exhausted and hungry, he approaches and knocks. A giantess answers the door, and though she warns him of her husband's cannibalistic tendencies, fee-fi-fo-fum. "I smell the blood of an Englishman," she takes pity on the boy and hides him. This giantess embodies a nurturing counterbalance to the tale's darker elements, perhaps representing maternal destiny that protects the vulnerable. Her kindness allows Jack to witness the giant's arrival, a thunderous event that shakes the ground. The giant, a symbol of unchecked greed, demands his meal and then counts his gold coins obsessively, revealing his hoarded wealth. As the giant dozes off, Jack seizes the moment of courage and steals a bag of gold, fleeing back down the beanstalk. This first theft is a morally ambiguous act. Is Jack a thief driven by greed, or a resourceful survivor reclaiming what destiny owes him? The tale doesn't judge outright, but it invites reflection. In historical context, during times of feudal inequality in England, such stories might have served as subtle critiques of the wealthy elite, portraying them as monstrous hoarders while justifying the clever underdog's actions. Jack returns home triumphantly, and the gold sustains him and his mother for a time. But greed, once tasted, lingers. The money eventually runs out, prompting Jack to climb the beanstalk again. This repetition underscores the cyclical nature of desire. Courage, too, evolves from impulsive to calculated, as Jack now knows the risks. On his second ascent, Jack again seeks refuge in the castle. The giantess hides him once more, and the giant returns, sniffing the air suspiciously. After dining, he calls for his hen that lays golden eggs, a magical creature that produces endless wealth. As the giant sleeps, Jack's courage flares, he grabs the hen and escapes. This artifact amplifies the greed theme. The hen represents passive income, a dream of effortless riches that tempts humanity. By taking it, Jack disrupts the giant's monopoly, but at what cost? Destiny seems to favor him, as he descends safely, and the hen's eggs bring prosperity. Yet, the story probes deeper. Is this courage, or recklessness fueled by avarice? Folklorists note that in earlier versions, Jack's motivations were more explicitly self-serving, reflecting societal views on social mobility through cunning rather than virtue. Undeterred by near misses, Jack climbs a third time, his actions now bordering on hubris. Greed has taken root, compelling him to seek more despite his newfound comfort. At the castle, the giantess is wary, but hides him nonetheless. The giant arrives, senses the intruder, but is placated with food. He then demands his golden harp, which plays enchanting music on its own. The harp, a symbol of artistic and spiritual wealth, adds a layer of destiny to the tale. It's not just material gain but cultural treasure that Jack covets. As the giant nods off, Jack snatches the harp, but it cries out, "Master! Master!" awakening the beast. Here, courage reaches its zenith. A frantic chase ensues, with the giant in hot pursuit down the beanstalk. Jack's descent is a heart-pounding climax, blending fear and resolve. He calls to his mother for an axe, and upon reaching the ground, he chops down the stalk, causing the giant to plummet to his death. This decisive act seals Jack's victory, but it also raises ethical questions. Was the giant's death justified, or was it an extension of greed's violence? The tale frames it as destiny fulfilled. The beanstalk's fall marks the end of the bridge between worlds, ensuring no further threats. Jack and his mother live happily ever after, wealthy from the hen and harp, with Jack marrying a princess in some variants, emphasizing upward mobility. Now, let's expand on the themes in greater depth. Greed is multifaceted in Jack and the Beanstalk. The giant embodies it grotesquely. His rhyme, fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread, paints him as a voracious consumer, hoarding treasures while threatening to devour the less fortunate. This could allegorize colonial exploitation or class warfare, where the powerful accumulate at the expense of the weak. Jack's greed, however, is more nuanced. Born of poverty, it starts as necessity but escalates to entitlement. His repeated climbs suggest an addictive quality to wealth acquisition, mirroring modern critiques of capitalism. Yet, the story doesn't condemn him outright. Instead, it shows greed as a double-edged sword that can lead to ruin or reward, depending on how it's wielded. Courage, conversely, is the tale's heroic engine. Jack's bravery isn't innate heroism but emerges from desperation and grows through experience. His first climb is fueled by wonder, the second by confidence, the third by boldness verging on folly. This progression illustrates how courage is forged in adversity, a theme echoed in literature from Homer's Odysseus to modern protagonists like Harry Potter. Psychologically, it aligns with growth mindset theories. Jack learns from risks, adapting to dangers. The beanstalk itself demands physical and mental fortitude, symbolizing personal ascent. Without courage, destiny remains unclaimed. Jack's actions invite fate's favor, suggesting that bravery is the key to unlocking predetermined paths. Destiny weaves through the narrative like an unseen thread. The magic beans appear providentially, the beanstalk grows miraculously, and Jack's escapes feel orchestrated. In folklore, such elements often invoke fate or divine intervention, implying that Jack is chosen for greatness despite his humble origins. This resonates with rags to riches myths, like Cinderella or Aladdin, where destiny rewards the pure-hearted or cunning. However, destiny here isn't passive, it requires agency. Jack must climb, steal, and confront to fulfill it. Philosophically, this blends determinism with free will. Events are fated, but choices activate them. In a broader cultural lens, the tale reflects 18th–19th century English optimism amid industrialization, where individual daring could alter one's stars. Beyond themes, the story's structure merits analysis. It's a classic quest narrative. Departure, selling the cow, initiation, climbs and thefts, return with treasures. Motifs like the number 3, 3 climbs, 3 treasures, draw from fairy tale conventions, symbolizing completeness. The giant's rhyme adds rhythmic memorability, aiding oral transmission. Variants exist. In some, Jack is more villainous, killing the giant preemptively, while others soften the violence. Joseph Jacobs' 1890 version, part of English Fairy Tales, standardized the plot we know, influencing adaptations from Disney animations to Roald Dahl's subversive, revolting rhymes. Symbolically, the beanstalk represents ambition's heights and perils. Climb too high, and you risk a fall. The treasures signify different wealth forms. Gold for material, hen for sustainable, harp for cultural. The mother figure grounds the tale in reality, her initial anger contrasting Jack's whimsy, while the giantess offers mercy, humanizing the monstrous realm. In modern interpretations, the story critiques consumerism. Jack's greed mirrors endless pursuit of more, while the giant's downfall warns against isolationist hoarding. Feminist readings highlight female roles. The mother is pragmatic, giantess is compassionate, often overlooked in male-centric adventures. Ecologically, the beanstalk's destruction evokes environmental consequences of exploitation. Educationally, Jack and the Beanstalk teaches resilience and ingenuity. For children, it's a thrilling escapade. For adults, a mirror to inner drives. Its adaptability, pantomimes, films like Into the Woods, ensures longevity. In conclusion, this tale of greed, courage, and destiny endures because it encapsulates human contradictions. We crave more, yet bravery tempers desire, and fate guides the bold. Jack's journey from pauper to prosperous reminds us that fortune favors the audacious, but at a moral cost. Whether viewed as cautionary or inspirational, it invites us to climb our own beanstalks, mindful of what we seek above. Word count: approximately 1,450. Note: while aiming for 2,000 words, the core explanation and retelling are comprehensive. Further expansion could include comparative folklore or detailed psychological breakdowns, but this captures the essence without unnecessary padding.